I don't think out of all my years watching YouTube and witnessing scandals between other creators have I ever seen one handle their drama as terribly as Twomad has. You most likely know Twomad during his peak in the lockdown era of COVID in 2020 when he entertained many children through infiltrating and trolling the Zoom calls of his viewers' schools. I personally found the content really funny at the time and it entertained me during lockdown when there was literally nothing better to do. I don't mean to be that guy, but ever since he deviated from his original formula and branched out his content, I became progressively more and more disinterested. What really ruined his channel for me was when he started making entire videos about shilling some useless Chinese spyware that nobody would ever use or some product that nobody would ever buy. It became so exhausting to watch his videos because half of it would just be dedicated to a sponsor or him trying to make the segment more digestible by using unfunny Zoomer bandkid editing so his viewer base didn't immediately skip it or click off the video. Anyways, we won't be talking about the downfall of his content in this video. Instead, we'll be talking about the downfall of his entire career after he decided to out himself as a sex criminal to the entirety of Twitter. I'm pretty sure you guys already know what I'm talking about since the news was pretty much unavoidable after he was trending nationwide on Twitter for a few days. It all started with Twomad making a conventionally edgy joke about dating a dead trains girl, and the entirety of his Twitter fanbase, including Ghetto Smosh, was absolutely dogpiling him and calling him out for being unapologetically insensitive about this poor kid who was tragically game-ended. Well, he played the plausible deniability card by claiming he had no idea who this person was and that it was just a random image he decided to pull from Google. Only to then make another tweet which was immediately playing back into the joke, which basically confirmed he knew exactly what he was doing. He was under fire by the entirety of his Twitter fan base, all of his enemies, and was trending on everyone's timeline. Normally, a small-scale Twitter skirmish like this would have just died out after a day or two, just like any other petty drama. That is, if it weren't for one of the supposed victims of his essay taking the opportunity to jump in the spotlight and speak out about their experiences with him and how he's treated them in the past. This opened the floodgates for many other female victims to come out and speak about their account of Twomad's outright psychotic behavior towards them, specifically after they reject him. The main theme with this unhinged overweight toddler is that he cannot by any means handle rejection from females, and he acts like a conventional real-life stereotype of an incel. You can see here that he throws an absolute temper tantrum when a woman finds him weird and repulsive after acting weird and repulsive, doing the classic, "Why will women go after me even though I'm extremely annoying and act like an insane person?" He can be seen spamming all of these women and just generally acting like an unhinged lunatic. From these texts, I almost get the impression that he's trying to barter with or persuade them into dating him, but is actually doing the exact opposite and deterring them just by being a disgusting, delusional idiot. He really is the embodiment of the classic fedora-wearing r/nice guy with delusions of grandeur, thinking he's worth a lot more to women than he actually is. And to reiterate, this isn't just him spamming one or two females the night after they reject him. This is him desperately trying to contact them for months on end through different burner phones and alt accounts, thinking that after all that time of acting like a delusional schizophrenic, that he actually still has a chance with them. I mean, at one point he even tries to offer one of them money for sex acts. Like, at that point, just learn when to give up. What the hell is wrong with this guy? Well, this just completely ignited the drama and blasted it into the Twitter stratosphere, elevating it to an entirely new level. After it got a lot of people talking about the validity of the accusations, popular creators included, Twomad went absolute psychotic break and started spamming everyone's timeline to this day with his hysterical nonsense gibberish, sometimes staying up for more than 40 hours at a time and tweeting every few minutes. As you can guess, this is doing absolutely nothing to help his case or prove his innocence. He's just making himself look that much more suspect and isn't treating the situation with the seriousness it should be treated with. We are far past the point where this very apparent mental illness can be disregarded as just a part of his silly persona, especially when you're talking about maintaining this character for over 40 hours at a time and acting like a complete lunatic in people's DMs for months on end. A lot of people who have experience with him in real life are claiming that this is genuinely how he acts unironically, and he really is as unhinged as he appears to be online. He just generally acts like an annoying helmet-wearing autist, even in public outside of the internet.
Please, not while I'm driving, man. Do this at your own—
Oh,
fuck you, dumbass! What would you do that?
Seeing him act like this candidly really gave me a new perspective on his character and made me realize that this dude most definitely doesn't have the healthiest psyche. He seems like just a complete insufferable person to be around and deal with. He's not just being accused of petty YouTuber sex pest drama allegations that people forget about after a few days. He's being accused of legitimate, actual grape. He can be seen saying some pretty heinous things to his victims. Best example being how he passively threatened to murder them as a joke, I guess. He has since done absolutely nothing to address the allegations in any serious manner or clear his name in any meaningful way. In fact, at this point, it's pretty much impossible to refute the credibility of the accusations, considering he fully admitted to the brunt of the sex crimes he was originally accused of. The most damning confession from him that exists is a video he sent to the victim while he was driving, fully admitting to being a sex criminal and trying to take responsibility for his actions.
Okay, I at least want to take responsibility for what the I did. The way I treated you and like viewed you, this is not like okay. Like I pushed past your boundaries just for like my own self-serving reasons. I made like sexual advances you weren't comfortable with, you know what I mean? And I truly do like regret all of that like so much.
Even in this video, which was supposed to be his idea of an informal apology tour and accepting accountability, he still maintains this unfunny Zoomer band kid meme persona.
I am literally driving. I'm literally in Oregon, Washington, Oregon.
This dude is an absolute immature man-child, and he should be criminally charged. Around the same time that he sent this video, an image surfaced of him writing this completely batshit, incoherent, make-believe contract towards this Bella girl, claiming that he won't contact her for the next 60 days. And it pretty much comes off as a psychopath's version of an apology letter, with him admitting that he was demanding sex from her, causing her emotional distress, and that he has uncontrollable psychological problems. He's apparently a drug-addicted loser, according to Keemstar, and he's probably in a continuous state of drug-induced psychosis, which explains why he's able to stay up for days at a time on Twitter. I don't know what his drug of choice is, but I assume it's some type of stimulant.
Do you think he's on drugs, dude? Like, honestly. Dude, he hasn't slept for like 48 hours. How is that even possible?
So he's definitely on drugs. Like, that's confirmed through multiple different sources. People started finding out that it's not really satire. Like, the guy's like legit on a lot of this stuff. Apparently he's been like drugs like crazy, and then like seeking out other YouTubers' advice on like what he should do to fix his life. And people are like, yeah, you should probably not do drugs. And then he would like call them stupid and do more drugs.
Keem straight up says here that he's unable to comprehend societal rules and boundaries, and he shouldn't be allowed to roam freely in the public because he's a danger to other people and himself.
He doesn't know what the rules are. He really doesn't. Like, he doesn't know how to operate in society. He doesn't know like how to operate in society. He doesn't, like, if you're spamming a girl like that 150 times, like, something's wrong with you. You don't know how to operate. You don't know how to be a man. You don't know how to talk to women. If he doesn't understand the rules with just communicating with a girl, I'm gonna have to guess he doesn't understand the rules of like boundaries and consent. And like, the absolute best thing that can happen to Twomad right now is that he gets arrested. He's gonna hurt somebody, all right? Either like one of these girls or just anyone. He's not in his right mindset right now. He's gonna hurt somebody, or he's gonna hurt himself.
I fully believe what Keemstar said about Twomad having no concept about what's socially acceptable. There's a recent clip from his Twitch livestream of him downplaying the severity of his sex crimes and saying it's not a big deal because it's common.
So many dudes that you guys trust on a day-to-day basis have done that same, if not worse. It's common! It happens. Because it's just like biological.
This guy should not be allowed unsupervised around women. What's ironic about Keemstar doing his part in exposing the evidence against Twomad is that Twomad actually fired shots at Keem in the past a few years ago and tried to assassinate his character. I don't really know where the beef spawned from, but I'm assuming Keemstar is enjoying smoking that Twomad pack and having fun watching his downfall this many years later. What's sad is that every YouTuber and creator I can think of have fully condemned him and turned their heads from him with no chance of them ever having his back ever again. With the exception of Leafy is here. Leafy tried to get him on his stream multiple times and have him hop in a call to maybe elaborate on the allegations and clarify some of the evidence and maybe validate his innocence. Instead, he chose to refuse his help and maintain his troll persona and act like a schizophrenic freak, even telling him that he's a cringe person and that he pretty much wants nothing to do with him. Leafy was literally the only person that was willing to defend him and have his back and bring him on his platform and give him a voice, and he just completely disregarded him and showed him nothing but disrespect. At this point, he deserves his downfall if even now he's refusing to accept any help or assistance from his fellow creators in proving his innocence. This dude should straight up be arrested and tried in court for the crimes he fully admitted to by now. You would have to have an amazing H3H3 ethnicity lawyer to build a formidable defense against the evidence at hand. The only experience I've personally had with Twomad was having a minor altercation with him in the Twitter DMs. It was me asking why he was shoehorning in his political affiliation and ideology into his brand via Twitter and whatnot. It was specifically pertaining to his stance on Trump and the right wing and why he hated them so much. And just like many other of the DM conversations he had with all these little girls, it went on for way longer than it should have. I guess it was just a cool thing to bring up for this video. It's not really related to anything. Anyways, please make sure to like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.